Anybody? So which type of exceptions it allows to throw from
Runtime exception.
No, that's wrong. Which type of exceptions it allows to throw from one method to another method? Runtime ko opposite end. Which one is the next one? Which two exceptions?
Compile time.
Yeah, compile time. So those are another name for the compile time exceptions is, what is the name?
Checked exceptions.
Checked or unchecked, sir?
No.
Checked, sir.
Checked. So these throws would will able to identify the errors of checked exceptions. Unchecked means those are the runtime exceptions. Runtime exceptions no need to we no need to use the throws mechanism. Those runtime exceptions can be easily identified by using throw or as well as runtime system. Yeah, default handler.
Sir, check లో అయితే కంపైల్ టైం మనం చెక్ చేస్తాం సార్. అన్చెక్డ్ లో టైం అనేది చెక్.
Compile time లో మనం ఏం చెక్ చేయం. Compiler will checks. Compiler will checks and compiler will identify those exceptions. Those are the compile time exceptions and those are the checked exceptions because compiler checks those exceptions. Okay. Those checked exceptions or compile time exceptions cannot be handled automatically. Cannot be handled implicitly. What automatically failure on those compile time exceptions must be performed by using the user. User has to do something about those compile time exceptions. Runtime exceptions. The runtime system cannot deal those. Cannot perform. Cannot handle those because those are not runtime. Those are the compile time exceptions. Okay, compile time exceptions implicitly cannot be forwarded, cannot be thrown, or the default handler also cannot be anything else. So that's why, if at all, if you want to, if your throws keyword want to specify some exceptions, those must be compile time exceptions only. Okay, so try to note this point. Okay, I think I have shown program also for that one. Is it completed? That compile time, throws. Using throws, how can we write the exam? Program. Last class, have I shown that program or not?
Shown, sir. One program also.
Yeah, I have completed it.
Yes.
So this is the body and this is the execution, and these are the runtime exceptions. For these exceptions, no need to specify any throws, all these things. Okay. If at all the exception belongs to this is the compile time exception. The exception belongs to this. These are the checked exceptions. Then we have to use the throws and we have to specify that exception type in the declaration method, declaration itself, like that. Everything we have to do. So that is about throws. Next concept is finally keyword. So what is the use of finally? Name itself gives some information like that. Those are final. So what is that final? Any final? Anybody?
It is for resumptive model.
Yeah, obviously it is that finally is for resumptive model. What that finally block contains?
After catch, if there is a finally keyword mentioned, then that block statements will be continued to execute.
So if you observe previous programs, after catch block, I kept one system out println without finally. But even though that statement is being executed there and we got the output. So catch tarvata some statements out there, those would be executed. Then what is the purpose of finally block in the previous program? Previous program finally లేకున్నా కూడా క్యాచ్ తర్వాత ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోయాయి చేసాం. మళ్ళీ ఫైనల్లీ ఎందుకు?
Sir, whenever runtime exceptions was handled, that time the program will be terminated, sir.
Okay.
So the one
Yeah.
use finally, then it will be executed.
Yeah, that's okay. The correct only. Finally block is for that purpose only. What I am asking is, even though there is no final keyword, in previous programs, I executed one statement after catch. Catch తర్వాత ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉంది అన్నమాట. సిస్టమ్ అవుట్ ప్రింట్ లో ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తాం. That is the statement is not I mean it is not present in final. అక్కడ ఫైనల్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ యూజ్ చేయలేదు. Even though after catch statements that statement has been executed. Then what is the need of again finally block? ఎందుకు finally మళ్ళా?
మేబీ ఫైనల్లీ కీవర్డ్ తో ఒక ఎక్సెప్షన్ మనకు వస్తే ఇంకొక ఎక్సెప్షన్ మనం చూడలేం కదా సార్, అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయదు కదా.
Yeah.
ఇంకొక ఎక్సెప్షన్ దగ్గర ఫైనల్లీ కీవర్డ్ పెడితే మళ్ళీ ఆ ఎక్సెప్షన్ కూడా హ్యాండిల్ అవుతుందేమో.
No, finally is don't confuse, don't get. I mean, ఏదో క్వశ్చన్ అడిగానని ఎక్కువ వేరేది ఆలోచించదు. So simple. Finally, you won't take care about exception. The finally is for that block contains some execution part which are mandatory in that program. Once the exception is handled, or look, you can see, you can observe your cell phone. I mean, my screen is visible to you, I think. Is it visible?
Visible, sir.
Just to go through those points, we'll get that answer. So actually, the finally block is especially meant for methods. So in your method, we know that if at all any exception occurs, if there is a throw keyword, then after that throw keyword, whatever the statements which are present in that method, those won't be executed. So that the method would be stopped abruptly. I mean, without performing all actions. In the middle, that method will be stopped and the execution will go to some other method or some other catch block, and there the exception will be handled. So that is the concept. Okay. So what are the statements which are important and which are after the try block? Those won't be executed. So that is one problem in that exception handling mechanism. To address that one, the finally concept has been introduced. The finally block will keep that finally block after the try block in the method. In that method, even though catch, even though the thrown is there or not, or catch is there or not, won't mind that finally keyword. What it does is simply it executes that finally block. Afterwards, the remaining thing concepts would be performed. Okay. Finally, and the payload and the final. First, that is the final. Yeah, actually, your voice is not. It's not there. Once again, repeat.
ఫైనల్లీ మనం పెట్టకపోయినా అవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయితే అవుతాయి కదా సార్, అలాంటప్పుడు.
No. So మీ previous program లో ఏం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యాయంటే in main method, in main method or somewhere after catch block, whatever the statement is there, those the statements would be executed there. What I'm telling is in a method, separate method, if an exception occurs, then what we'll do in that method, we'll keep those statements, wherever the chance there is a chance to get exception, we'll keep those statements in a try block. So in that try block, at any particular line, there will be throw keyword. So whenever the throw keyword is there, then the statements which are next to that throw keyword or next to that try block in that method, those won't be executed. Method లో ఉన్న మిగతా స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కావాలన్నమాట. ఒకసారి త్రో కనిపెట్టిందంటే then the execution flow of execution will go to catch block. A catch ఎక్కడైనా ఉండొచ్చు, in same method or somewhere or some other method, wherever it may be, then that method will abruptly stop. In the middle, that method will be stopped and further actions won't be performed with that method. Okay, is it clear? So to address that challenge, this finally block have been introduced, so that the finally block, whatever the things which are after that throw keyword or try block in that method, we can keep all those statements in the finally block. So that then finally what it does is it won't mind of that exceptions, and it won't mind of throw, it won't mind of either that the respective catch is there not, or exception has been handled or not. It won't take care of that. Simply that final whatever the statements which are present in that try block, those would be executed. So that is the importance of finally block in that method, in the exception handling mechanism. Okay, any doubt?
సార్ మనం త్రో స్టేట్మెంట్ వస్తానే అది క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ వెళ్ళిపోద్ది కదా సార్, నెక్స్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఏం చూసుకోకుండా.
That's what, that if at all there is no finally concept, then that is the concept, that is the procedure. If finally is there, even though throw is there, then whatever the statement which are present in finally block, those would be executed. Then only that execution will go to catch block. So this is the procedure whenever finally block is there in that exception handling mechanism. So just you have to know, you have to understand that if difference whenever finally is there or without final. That's why it is better to keep finally for your program, in your program. For every try block, that is the final here fifth point. For every try statement, it is better to have one catch block and one final block. But it is not mandatory. I mean, it is not important like that. With the final only, the exception handling will be executed, or otherwise you will get error. Not like that. It's not. That is not the matter. Final is for, that is optional, and that is for you have to think whether those are the important steps in that method. Then first keep all those statements in the final block. Then even though that exception is handled or not handled, or thrown is there or not there, without all those things, finally block whatever the statements which are present there, those would be executed first. So that is the advantage of, that is the feature of finally block in the action handling mechanism. Okay.
So that means
Any more
it makes that method to be fully executed even though throw statement is existing.
Yeah, even though that throw statement came, then these whatever the things which are present in finally block in that method, those would be executed first. Then that throw statement will go to catch. Then that exception
Yes.
will be handled. That meaning of this one is finally block is won't wait for that exception. Exception కోసం వెయిట్ చేయదన్నమాట. అంటే ఎక్సెప్షన్ హ్యాండిల్ అయిందా లేదా, దానికి క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఉందా, క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఏమైనా చేసిందా, it won't wait for all those things. Simply whatever the statements, whatever the things are there in finally, those would be executed first. Next, that exception will be either that is depends on that type of exception and type of catch. If everything is okay, then that exception will also be handled. మీరు ఇంకా బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే ఫైనల్కి కొద్దిగా ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఎక్కువ అన్నమాట. ట్రై క్యాచ్ ఆల్ దిస్ కంటే ఫైనల్లీ బ్లాక్ will give first first priority when compare with the try catch exception of this thing. Finally will be given the first priority. Okay, but you should understand, you should not point like that. It is not mandatory. That means you should not think like that. With the finally only we have to write that mechanism should be there. So that is depends on a problem, depends on application, depends on user requirement. We'll keep all that final concept in our code. Okay, is it clear? Any more doubts?
ఫోర్త్ పాయింట్ ఒకసారి చెప్పరా సార్?
If an exception is thrown, the finally block will execute even no catch statement matches the exception. That's what I have been telling that thing only. Finally won't wait for that either that exception is handled or that a catch statement is being executed, that respective catch is there, or the catch with the same exception type is there. అదన్నీ చూడదన్నమాట. అంటే ఎక్సెప్షన్ హ్యాండిల్ అయిందా లేదా పట్టించుకోదు. ఫైనల్ కి నో నీడ్ టు వరీ అబౌట్, ఇట్ వోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్. The purpose of final is those statement must be executed before itself, before exception. మనం ప్రోగ్రామ్ చూస్తే మీకు అర్థం అవుతుంది. Okay, is it clear? Shall I show the program?
ఎస్ సార్.
Okay, we'll see the program. So try to listen well all these things. These are very important concepts and very important things in Java, because మీకు చూడడానికి ప్రోగ్రామ్ పెద్ద కనిపిస్తాయి, బట్ లాజిక్ ఈజ్ సింపుల్. ఓన్లీ సింటాక్స్ వైజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ప్రాక్టీస్ మోర్. ఏదానికి ఎట్లా యూజ్ చేయాలి, ఫర్ ఫైనల్లీ వాట్ ఇస్ సింటాక్స్, ఫర్ థ్రోస్ వాట్ ఇస్ సింటాక్స్, అండ్ those things only you have to practice. If you know the logic and if you know the concept, then it is easy to understand, it is easy to remember those syntaxes as well. So that's why know the concepts. Concepts are very important. Subject knowledge is very, very important. Okay. That way in computer science. So that's why in computer science, everything is logic only. If you know the logic, if you know the concept, then that's fine. You can express your own way. That is the beauty of computer science engineering. Remaining branches are not like that. You have to go that, you have to remember that the derivation, you have to follow the steps, everything you're supposed to do like that only. But in CS now, just you should remember the concept. Okay, now our concept is finally thing. Well, yeah, this one. Okay, is my screen is the program is visible?
No, sir.
No,
PPT, sir.
PPT is there. Okay, now is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go through the
Hiding.
program. Okay. So first line number 3, I'll explain line by line, try to understand. So we created one class that finally demo like that. So in this one method is there. So one method is there. That method name is proc A. I mean procedure A like that. Simple like. So this method is having one try block. With inside that try block, throw is also there. So after that throw, immediately that finally block is there. So 10th line, finally block is there. So try to understand this. So finally, try tarvate undi. Now based on our previous knowledge, what we will think is whenever throw occurs, then this execution will go to catch. That catch is there in 38th line. 38th line lo undi. Is this catch is the feasible one or required one for this try block or not? I mean this exception, this throw exception, is that type is similar to catch block or not? Either for this throw that catch will be executed or not. First is an answer. The 8th line lo unna this throw generated one object exception object, and this object type must be similar to the catch exception type. Then only that catch will be activated. Now in this entire program only one catch is there. So e object ki e catch lo unna type execute avutunda leda? Just tell me this answer. Understand well and tell me answer my question. My question arthamaindi intagi? Are you understanding? Are you following my question? Sir, no. Is my voice audible? బాబు వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుందా?
ఎస్ సార్ వినిపిస్తుంది సార్.
Yes, sir.
మరి మూవర్ లాగా ఉన్నారు. నేను అడిగే క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్. ఓవరాల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో క్యాచ్ ఒకటే ఉంది సార్.
ఒకటే ఉంది. ఇక్కడ త్రో అనేది ఇక్కడ 8th లైన్ లో త్రో అయింది. అంటే ఆ త్రో అనేది ఎక్కడికి పోవాలి? క్యాచ్ లైన్ పోవాలి. ఆ క్యాచ్ లైక్ ఎప్పుడు పోతుంది? వెన్ ఎవర్ ది క్యాచ్ లో ఉన్న ఎక్సెప్షన్ టైప్ త్రో చేసే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ టైప్ సేమ్ ఉంటే వెళ్తాయి. నౌ is that type is same or not? That is my question. సేమ్ గా ఉందా లేదా చూసి చెప్పండి. జూమ్ చేసి ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది సేమా కాదా అని? జస్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో త్రూ దట్ టైప్, ఐ మీన్ దట్ సబ్ క్లాస్ నేమ్. సబ్ క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, అథమెటిక్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్, నల్ పాయింట్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అలా ఉంది కదా. సో జస్ట్ గో త్రూ దట్ వన్, సీ దట్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ లో ఉన్న దట్ టైప్, త్రో లో ఉన్న టైప్ ఒకటా కాదు చూడండి. Is it same or not?
Same, sir.
How?
Sir, in the exception is the superclass and runtime exceptions are the subclass, right? In the diagram.
Yeah, absolutely correct. That is 100% correct. Okay, chocolate add చేసుకోండి. So that's the answer I'm expecting. So here this is the exception type. I mean exception type, that is runtime exception. This throw can throw this object to this catch block, because in catch block that it is a super class. It is able to accept any type of object because it knows all the subclasses of that exception type. So that's why there won't be any problem. So based on our knowledge, what we will think is whenever throw occurs from 8th line to it will go to 38th line. మనం అనుకుంటాం But if at all the final concept is there, finally block concept, even the throws occurs, then immediately after this try block, this throw won't occur, won't be executed. First, finally this thing will be executed. First ikkada ee statement execute అయిపోయింది, 7th line execute అయిపోయి తర్వాత it comes to 10 line and 11 12 these will be executed. After this, then the throw will be that this object will go to catch block, then this catch inside the catch block, that exception would be handled and that statement will be executed there. Okay, like that this sequence will come. So next second one more method is there. In this one try block is that there is no throw ledanna, but finally is there. So obviously the finally will be executed, this try and finally will be executed. Whatever the things which are present in this try block, this finally won't mind of all those things. The finally duty of this finally pair load and the final, that is the final. First it has to perform. Next remaining things like that, it will the Java runtime system will things. So the finally this will be executed. Even here return is there. Return means the output will go to somewhere, like all these things. This statement meaning. So it won't this finally won't think all these things. Simply it will execute. Next it will come to third method. Here also try block is there. This try block after executing this statement finally will also be executed. There is no throw statements in this BC methods. So then finally it won't worry about all those, either throw is there or not, exception has been handled or not. It won't think. Simply the finally will be executed. That is the principle. That is the duty of finally here. So like that the execution will take place. Actually
Sir?
the execution starts from 34th line main method. You can start here. First method is there. The first method the try block is called first method. So execution goes here, the first method, and the sequence will come like this. Yeah, tell me, Akshita.
సార్
Yeah.
అసలు ఇక్కడ ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది సార్?
Here in this in the line of 8th line lo. 8th line lo
అది
that exception
అంటే ముందు అసలు ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకొని కదా సార్ మనం త్రో చేస్తాము.
that's what ikkada exception runtime exception object ఒకటి create చేసి simply that object is forwarding there. Runtime exception runtime exception అనేది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఒకటి క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని ఆబ్జెక్ట్ పంపిస్తాను అన్నమాట. రన్టైమ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ లో మళ్ళీ ఉన్నాయి ఆటోమేటిక్ అవన్నీ, దోస్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చూడటం లేదు. ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ జనరేట్ చేసి ఆ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ లో పంపిస్తున్నాం. దిస్ ఇస్ ఫర్ యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ పర్పస్. While writing the real-time application, there you may get problems like stack, out of bound or arithmetic divide by 0. These type of things you may get. Okay, ilanti situations vastayi. Ippudu if you are going to solve, if you are going to write the program for any applications or for any problem, this is for your understanding purpose. Just ikkada me pettachu, you can write that divide by 0 some exception rasi adi పంపించు. That's not a problem. For understanding purpose, on throw statement rasaru, that throw statement is creating one object that we know that runtime exception is the superclass of automatic all these things, and this subclass of exception. Runtime exception kindana kada anga gita untayi. Ee runtime exception paina exception. Okay, is it clear? Any more doubts?
సార్ ఇక్కడ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అనేది ఫస్ట్ ఫంక్షన్ ఉంది సార్, ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ లో.
ఫస్ట్ మెథడ్
త్రో చేసేది మాత్రం ఇది మెయిన్ మెథడ్ లో ఉంది సార్. అంటే మెథడ్స్ డిఫరెంట్ సార్
ఇక్కడ. సో ఫస్ట్ మెథడ్ ప్రొసీజర్ ఏ మెథడ్ లో త్రో చేసాం, 8th లో త్రో చేసాం. క్యాచ్ మెయిన్ లో ఉంది కరెక్టే. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ డౌట్?
అంటే డిఫరెంట్ మెథడ్స్ కదా సార్, త్రోస్ కీవర్డ్ కదా యూజ్ చేస్తాము.
దట్స్ వాట్ దిస్ ఐ మీన్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. మీకేం చాక్లెట్ రాదు, ఎందుకంటే మీరు సరిగా అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు. సో క్వశ్చన్ ఈస్ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్ బికాస్ చాలా మందికి డౌట్ వచ్చిండొచ్చు. బికాస్ దిస్ ఈస్ రన్ టైమ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ నా. సో run time exceptions we no need to use throws keyword. If at all compiled checked exception, then only throws keyword we have to use all those things. పేర్లోనే ఇక్కడ throw లోనే మీకు run time exception అని కనిపిస్తుంది. So for runtime exceptions, no need to use throws. Throws didn't generate the list of runtime. So it throws lists to only compile time and other exceptions. Is it clear? Sojan, అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్.
ఓకే. నేను ఒక చాప్టర్ రాసుకోండి.
సార్ అప్పుడైతే పోయింది సార్ మీరు చూపించిన థ్రోస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇదే విధంగా ఉన్నింది కదా సార్.
థ్రోస్ లో కంపైల్ టైం వచ్చింది చూపిస్తాను. కంపైల్ టైం ఎక్సెప్షన్ వచ్చింది. సో దిస్ సిరీస్ చూడండి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద థ్రోస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. హియర్ ఇల్లీగల్ యాక్సెస్ ఎక్సెప్షన్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద కంపైల్ టైం ఎక్సెప్షన్. I'll show checked exceptions. So see. So these are all the checked exceptions. Here illegal access exception. Third one on the table.
Yes sir.
This is the compile time checked exceptions. That's why in this program we use these throws, because solution is present some other method. So obviously that is a concept, and without any problem it will be executed. Now here finally in this class, that is not, this is the runtime exception. So here no need of the throws here. Here
If
our
we use
concept
also there is no
yeah. If we use throws,
if we use also there is no problem sir.
No. If you use throws with the runtime, now it will show error. Throws, we should not use throws for runtime. So for example, Rastan throws. So we have to write the class type. I'll write runtime class type. So we have to mention that exception type before itself, before going to use the throws. We have to mention, then by using that. Okay, it didn't show error, but the point is no need to use this runtime exception, because Java runtime system automatically identifies all those. Error and it is accepting. Okay, I'll try to execute this. Okay, you are getting output, no problem. But no need to use. మనం యూజ్ చేయకున్నా కూడా you will get error. You will get output. I'll delete this. So that is the concept. That is the thing. You won't get error, but see, you are getting output even though there is no throws and without specifying any exception type, because this is the runtime exception. Okay, now just observe the output. Now output కనిపిస్తుందా in your screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Just as go through this output. First inside procedure, this is executed. This has been executed. Next throw on the throw line. A throw line unte ఎక్కడికి పోవాలి, exception like cache like వెళ్ళి అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కావాలి, బట్ అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ కాలేదు. ఫైనల్లీ బ్లాక్ లో ఉండేది దట్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ హియర్. అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ దిస్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ లో ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాం. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రొసీజర్ బి, ప్రొసీజర్ సి, ప్రొసీజర్ సి, those finally blocks statements are being executed. Any more doubts in this program? Boys and girls, very important one. About finally throw all these things. Any more doubts? ఏం లేదా? Is it okay? Is it clear about finally all these things? Okay, next concept we'll see.
Sir,
Next,
sir, Prabhu sir.
Yeah, tell me.
క్యాచ్ ఇప్పుడు ఓవరాల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో క్యాచ్ అని 1 టైం వచ్చింది సార్. అదే డబుల్ టైం
yeah.
వస్తాయి సార్. మేబీ
Many number of catch blocks should be there, no problem. But which catch block will be executed means, if at all whatever the type of the exception and the type of the catch block is same, that catch block will be executed. Remaining catch blocks will be bypassed. Bypassed means those won't be executed. For one exception, only one catch block will be executed. But all those try blocks and those exceptions are in the form of nested concept, then while executing inner try block, one catch block will be executed. Again, while executing outer try block, one more catch block will be executed. How this process should be done is, these try blocks and their exception information would be stored in the stack trace, in the form of stack. So every time that one exception which is present in the top of the stack will be popped out, and the respective catch block would be identified, mapped. The type is same, that catch block would be executed. If the type is not matched, no catch is there for that exception, simply that exception will not be performed, will not be solved. Then it goes for second exception. So that is the procedure for so many exceptions and so many catch blocks are. ఎక్కువ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు అలా చూసుకుంటారు, ఏ టైప్ అయితే సరిపోతుందో అది ఆ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకుంటారు.
సార్
ఎనీ మోర్ డౌట్స్ బాయ్స్? ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ బాయ్స్ అడగలేదు ఇంకా ఉండాలి బాయ్స్. సునీల్ అదర్ బాయ్స్? ఫస్ట్ నుంచి అడగలేదు, ఇప్పుడు అడిగితే ఏమనుకుంటాను, అట్లేం కాదు. సో జస్ట్ ట్రై టు ఓకే ప్రీవియస్ కాన్సెప్ట్, దట్స్ ఓకే. Try to listen now itself, now this concept. Try to listen this. No need to worry about previous concept. Probably in this concept, if you are facing any problem, just let me. I won't think like that. Are you asking directly or like that? It's not a matter. So from now, no one else also you can interact, you can ask doubts. Okay, no other boys are there. Okay, girls, any more doubts? About finally throws, try, all these things. Okay, so next concept, this is also already studied it. Java's built-in exceptions. We already know Java is having 24 built-in exceptions, 7 compile time and 17 runtime exceptions out there, and all these built-in exceptions are present in this Java Lang package. Okay, we already know throws can be used for compile time exceptions. For runtime, no need to specify any throws because runtime system automatically identifies those. Okay, checked exceptions, we must include the in throws methods published. So these also already we know all these concepts. Next concept is creating our own exception subclass. We can create our own subclasses. Till now, we saw about only built-in subclasses. Built-in subclasses like the runtime and compile time, some subclasses are there. We know we use those subclasses, and we identified we use those subclasses in the concept of try, catch, all these things. Now we can create our own subclasses so that those subclasses could be. So what is the advantage of this concept is, so first point, we can create situation specific exceptions, because the exceptions which are present in built-in, those are limited. Those exceptions are for only for some specific type of exceptions. For all the exception which will come, which is not specified in those built-in type, then it is difficult to solve that exception. That exception can be solved by using this our user-defined exception subclasses. User can define his own exception subclass based on that situation, based on that application, based on that problem. Okay. Anyhow, that one subclass must also be extended from already defined subclass one. So మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే